Hello everyone. We welcome you to yet another series of Byte Size Learning. In this series, let's understand the learnings from the book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, by Stephen Covey. For us to understand and apply the learnings from the book into our life, we need to get familiar with 3 concepts, that is effectiveness, efficiency, and paradigm shift. First, let's look at the difference between effectiveness and efficiency. Effectiveness is about doing the right things consistently, whereas efficiency is doing the things right. We might still do things the right way, but was it the right thing to do? Now let's look at the third concept, paradigm shift. Let's understand what the word paradigm means. It is a model, a perception, or understanding for perceiving things, based on the correct principles, so that we achieve success and happiness. In order to understand paradigms, Covey encourages us to think of them as maps. They are not the solution, but merely a representation of how to get somewhere. So, what is a paradigm shift, and how do you make one? A paradigm shift is a change in the way you perceive something. You can become aware of other people's perceptions by listening to their explanation of their map. You may decide that you will adopt their map, that is, you may either adopt parts of it, or you may disregard it completely. But, unless you consider that a better alternative exists, you can never improve your map. Paradigm shifts can be positive or negative, and creates powerful changes in our lives. It is our paradigms that determine our attitudes and behavior, and ultimately our relationships with others. Change the approach to change the result. Your ability to change your thinking, feeling, and doing is the key to changing the results you get. The 7 Habits is a paradigm shift in itself. In this particular module, we will understand the first habit, be proactive. Let's look at this in detail. According to Covey, proactivity is more than merely taking initiative. He brings in a paradigm shift in the habit proactivity by explaining that, as human beings, we are responsible for our own lives, actions, decisions, and behaviors. In fact, our behavior is a function of our own decisions, and not external conditions. External conditions can be favorable or unfavorable, but it is we who are responsible for our own decisions and responses to that. Let's just look at the word responsibility. It simply means the ability to choose your own responses. Proactive people take the responsibility of their actions, whereas reactive people blame the external situations. The tool that Covey mentions in this habit is the circle of concern and circle of influence. The circle of concern consists of all the things that are out of your control, like the weather, politics, what people think of you, the economy, other people's mistakes, and other people's opinions. The circle of influence consists of all the things you can control, your attitude, what you read, what skills you learn, your enthusiasm, how you spend your free time, your habits, hobbies, and so on. With that said, there are 2 ways to live life. You can either be reactive or proactive. Reactive people complain about the things that are out of their control, their environment, and outside forces affect their performance and their mood. Additionally, they don't take action or ownership of the things that they can control. On the other hand, you have the other type, the proactive people. These people realize that their decisions determine their life, and not their conditions. Proactive people don't complain about things they can't control. Additionally, they take action to improve the things that's under their control. They understand that sometimes we may not have complete control over a certain situation, but we can control how we respond to a situation. Also, they focus on enhancing their circle of influence. Proactive people focus their efforts in their circle of influence, causing the circle of influence to increase. Whereas, reactive people focus their effort in the circle of concern. They focus on the weakness of other people, the problems in the environment, and circumstances over which they have no control. The negative energy generated by that focus causes the circle of influence to shrink. Another important difference between a proactive and reactive person is the language that they use. If only my boss or client was more patient, I would perform much better. What they really mean is, someone else's behavior is holding them back to perform well. Covey emphasizes that we have the ability to change situations by merely changing our approach with the usage of proactive language. Few examples of reactive language include, "They won't allow that." "I have to do that." "I can't." "I must." "If only." Notice the trend? They're all responsibility deflectors. Alternatively, proactive language includes phrases like, "Let's look at our alternatives." "I can choose a different approach." "I can control my own feelings." "I can create an effective presentation." "I will choose an appropriate response." "I choose." "I prefer." "I will." These are empowering, positive, and results-oriented. So the next time you are ready to respond to a situation, think to yourself, are the words that I am about to use, is reactive or proactive? Those words will either help or hinder in your interaction with others, your career, and personality as a whole. So, do you want to project yourself as a proactive person or a reactive person? The choice is yours. Good luck.